And good afternoon. Welcome to Today to Races presented by Fidelity First. I'm Stan Salter along with Keith Fustel. We'll get you ready for Sunday. We have a nice carryover, almost 7,000 in that 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6. That starts race 4. We'll get to all that, but first, real quick, a big Saturday yesterday. We had a good Saturday here on the card. The late Pick 5 paid $2,300. How was your Saturday here? Then we'll talk about the big races.
Well, that wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad. Had to get the wife out of town for a couple of days.
All right.
I don't know if you might say that's a good thing.
That's a good thing. All
we'll
right.
see. But I had to send her down to see Connor. But, yeah, some great racing action and love to see the crowd. Boy, it was bustling
big crowd for
on
Decanter.
that second floor. Oh, yeah.
Yep.
You got to love that.
All right, so hopefully we got some new fans out of that Decanter Wine Festival yesterday. Looks like everybody had a good time. And, well, hats off to Laurel Park base trainer Mike Trombetta.
Yeah.
We know this horse. This horse ran here at Laurel Park. Win. Broke his maiden here at Laurel last November. Won a nice allowance race in December. Was second to Always Mining in the heft late December. Of course, Always Mining is going to be your heavy favorite for the Express Bet Tessio on April 20th. So win. A big second in the Bluegrass yesterday at a troubled trip. The favorite, Vacoma, won it for George Weaver and Javier Castellano. But I have to go back and watch the race again. Tim Tulloch, my co-host in the afternoon, he was telling me about it. He said win. Had a rough trip, but got up for a good second. So he has enough points to go to the Kentucky Derby if the connections decide to.
Tromby back to the Derby.
Yeah, he was the favorite there with what, Sweet Northern Saint? Back in 2006, I believe, the year Barbaro won it.
Yeah, and I tell you, squeezed at the break, settled, got to the inside. I heard their inside was preferable. Yesterday, got off the rail about leaving the 3/8 pole and just ran right up on the heels of a couple horses nearing the quarter pole. Had to really snatch him, check pretty sharply. Right. Got this horse going again and finished with very good energy to get up for the place. I talked about his race in the Tampa Bay Derby. It looks like Mike was setting this horse up to finish. You know, and that's what he's doing in his races. It looks like the mile and a quarter is not out of the realm for him, and we know how things can kind of get fast and furious up front in the Derby.
Sure.
Make that big sweep movement. And with a clear break, he's got more tactical speed than maybe what he's shown. So, but you want those horses to peak on Derby Day.
All right, so win for Live Oak, Plantation, and trainer Mike Trombetta. Good luck to them on the Triple Crown Trail. We hope to see them third Saturday in May, of course, at the Preakness at Pimlico. Tickets on sale for the middle jewel of the Triple Crown. Go to Preakness.com for all your tickets and information. Billy Mott wins the Wood Memorial with Tacitus, Tappet horse. You say the name.
Tacitus.
Okay, a Tappet horse for Juddmont Farms. Good to see the Hall of Famer Billy Mott with the horse for the Derby. I'd love to see him at the Preakness.
Yeah, that horse. We liked that horse last time out. Was it first time Lasix? Last time in the Tampa Bay race, and then comes back yesterday. I heard a very difficult trip again. Roughly run race was the Wood, but escaped with the victory. Yeah, he's moving forward. Maybe right now, after it's all, do you make him maybe a slight favorite over everybody when you really break it down? And then you go out to California for the Santa Anita Derby. The other Baffert with Roadster. So a little
by
bit
Quality Road. All right. Vacoma by Candy Rides. All right. So big action yesterday on the Triple Crown Trail with next Saturday's Hot Springs. Right? Our Arkansas Derby. Okay.
Yeah, and I like the Asmussen horse coming out of there as well. So we'll watch it and leading up. Nobody just leaps and bounds better than what I'm seeing right now. So kind of like a little bit different than we've had in recent years. But it's shaping up to be a highly competitive Derby.
And our local superstar, the Maryland-bred Always Mining, who's won, 5 in a row, 4 stakes in a row for trainer Kelly Rubley. Nice press release came out yesterday. It's up on the laurelpark.com website along with all the other press releases for the latest Maryland racing news. But, nice press release about Always Mining. He turned in a nice 5-furlong workout up there at Fair Hill yesterday. That was a tune-up for you. Yesterday was 2 weeks from the Express Bet Tessio. That's Saturday, April 20th. I know we're out of order. Let's show you that board first, then we'll get to the pick 6. There's the pick 6. My fault. I whiffed on that one. Nice carryover today in that 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6, almost 7,000. That starts in race 4. Tim Tulloch has a ticket for that. And then let's show you what's coming up 2 weeks from yesterday, where Always Mining will be the heavy favorite in the Tessio. That's a win, and you're in for the Preakness Stakes. Also, the Weber City Miss, a win, and you're in for the Black-Eyed Susan. 5 stakes worth over $750,000 on Spring Stakes. Spectacular day. Also, we feature the premiere of the Match Series. Nice Mellon Jockey Club tote bag giveaway. Good-looking tote bag there. If you buy a program, you get a nice giveaway there. So looking forward to some nice weather and some nice stakes action. A super Saturday for you on April 20th.
It is a super Saturday. And like I say, Always Mining kind of the fresh horse when you really break it down. Going to be laying in the weeds for some of these guys down the road, it looks like.
Yep, doing the Tessio. Then if all goes well, right to the Preakness. So, all right, we showed you the Pick 6 carryover. Let's get right to it. Let's show you a picture of the main track. It's going to be perfect. It's going to be a nice, fair playing, fast racetrack today. Beautiful. Look at that turf course getting green.
See that?
It's
Absolutely.
getting there. Another week or two, we'll see. There's the weather, upper 60s. The sun's out, a little cloud cover. That's okay. Let's get right to it here.
Let's go.
And race 1, we start the popular early pick 5 with that mandatory payout. Industry low 12% takeout on both your pick 5s here at Laurel Park, and I have a ticket for both of them. Let's check it out here. The early pick 5, I'm going with a $32 ticket. You can study all of our tickets, my ticket, Keith's tickets, Tulloch's tickets, the pick 6 ticket from Tim. That's up on the laurelpark.com website underneath the handicapping section. And I'm going to single on Bobby G here in the opener with our leading rider, Trevor McCarthy, on this 5-year-old Awesome Again, gelding for trainer Jose Corrales, going a mile. Nice starter allowance here in the opener. I single on the favorite, the 1, Bobby G. And then race 2, I go 4 deep with the 1, 4, 5, 6. That's a maiden affair in the second race. Yeah, maiden 40 filly mares going 6 furlongs. That's wide open. I go 4 deep there, 1, 4, 5, 6. And race 3, I go with the 4, 6 there. Race 4, I go with the 3, 7 in that spot. And race 5, is that the nice? No, I'm thinking of another race, but that's on the late pick 5. But race 5's a nice filly mare, 16,000 claimer. I go 4 deep there with the 2, 4. 5, 7. So let's see if I can get my favorite home here in the opener as my single, and then maybe catch a price in one of those races where I spread out and went 4 deep. Let's take a look here. Race 1, 12-5 starter allowance, 3 and up, going a flat mile. Bobby G is going to be a popular favorite in here for Corrales and McCarthy. A sharp win against starter allowance back on March 1st, going 2 turns, and a real good second behind Dynamax Prime, going 1.25 miles, and a tough starter handicap series that we had here at Laurel Park. It concluded with that race mid-March. So I think Bobby G, he's in a good spot. He's a 2-time winner here at Laurel. He'll be tough to beat in the opener.
Oh, yeah, no doubt about it. He you wonder, the biggest thing, why the giveaway for the nickel? I mean, it looks like he might have, Corrales must just stole something right now.
Corrales knows how to turn those Awesome Again.
Absolutely. And this is a horse that certainly can handle the turf as well. Yeah, he's going to be the favorite in here. Was set up at that 1.25-mile race with a pretty honest pace up front. A duel was developing on the front end, and he came rallying just second best to Dynamax Prime. But I try a little bit of a long shot. Stand and Salute, 12-1 on the morning line. May come down a little bit off of that. Out of a tough 2 other than an Excuse and last at a big price at Park. So this horse at like 7 furlongs. I think he can extend to a mile. You go back 2 races. His race at Laurel isn't that bad. I think that visually was a little bit better than that 71 buyer. He'll have to pick it up from there. But Team Tim Goldman, the group of salty veterans right there. These horses really haven't proven a ton. I mean, they're all right, don't get me wrong. But Stand and Salute. Joe Teller's come in here and done well. Scores with some prices. Let's try to blow it up in the opener. 6 horse, Blame the Kid's another price user. We got a video spotlight of the race 2 back. Didn't fare too well with Trouble out of that Bobby G race on March the 16th. But this is a race I'm picking up. He's the 1 horse this day. Caught in between horses, off of a little bit of a pace still. This is the day we call it Whirl and Curling. But watch this horse bottled up. Leaving the 5/16 to the quarter pole in the black and yellow check silks, running in about 5th or 6th right now. Really, all the momentum was stalled. Whirl and Curlin had every advantage you could pretty much get, except for the watch it, but he took advantage of the flow. But Blame the Kids, awfully game in defeat. Comes back, closes about 3 lengths through the final eighth of a mile. I know it may be a little bit of a reach, but I like the protect move here for Kieran. So, yeah, two little prices, whirling, curling. 2, 6, 9, and 1 for me in the opener. Go ahead and box them, and hopefully we can get our two price horses.
Yeah, that'd be a nice exact. 12 to 1, 10 to 1. I didn't use either one of them, but you get Vargas on the 2, Stand and Salute, the Good Ride, and Bug Boy Correa on Blame the Kids. That was a good video spotlight there. It was a good fourth against Tough Company 2 starts ago, so I didn't use either one of those. You didn't use the 8. I have the 8 in there. Run for James for trainer Jamie Ness. A big win last September, first off the claim against 2 other than Allowance Company. Fired an 88 Buyer speed figure. That was in the slop. Maybe the slop moved him up a little bit. That was a lifetime. Well, it wasn't a lifetime best, close to a lifetime best effort. Now what happened? He's been off on a long break since then, but that's all right. He's been working well up there at Parks for trainer Jamie Ness. Ness gets one of his go-to jockeys, Angel Soares. I'll take a shot here with this 5-year-old son of the Preakness winner, Shackelford. The 8 Run for James coming off the layoff for Ness.
Yeah, he's 0 for 6 plus a 180-day layoff following a win is Ness. Run for James certainly looks like the clear speed in here. Beats the 2 other than at Delaware. Delaware, that track, that sloppy steel, they're going to carry speed. Delaware carries speed a little bit. 1-turn mile, that's a tough race. It's a grueling race on a horse, especially first time back. Hey, if he wins it, go on with it. I mean, that proves he's just that good. So I think he's going to be a shorter price. I'm going to go elsewhere.
All right, so nice 12-5 starter allowance to kick off the early pick 5. Let's turn the page here. Race 2 starts the early pick 4. We offer you 3 pick 4s, an early pick 4 in the second, middle pick 4 in race 4. You have a ticket for that today.
Middle pick 4,
and then Tulloch has a ticket for that late pick 4 starting in race 6. Let's check out race 2. 6 furlongs, maiden claiming 40,000 for filly mares 3 and up. I go with the 5 on top. So do you. We'll get to the 1. We have a video on the 1. Blame it on the Kiss. Your 7 to 5 morning line favored in the second race. We both go against that filly by Blame. We go with the first-time starter from the Chucky Lawrence barn. Oh, yeah, we remember Sil Morrill around here. She was what a stakes horse she was. I believe a graded stakes winner for trainer Chris Grove. She was a champion Maryland bred. I want to say she made around $1 million. She was that good, a multiple stakes winner. This filly by Tapazar that works up there at Fair Hill, they're okay. And Chucky Lawrence recently 22% with his first-time starters.
Yeah, good to see Chris Pfeiffer back in the game. And, Lawrence, he's done well with this kind of move with the maiden claiming firsters over the last few years. At Laurel, he's 3 for 8 with a positive ROI with those firsters on the dirt and the maiden claiming. So that's good for me. They teamed up with this same jockey, Correa, the other day. Lilo's Call got the job going a route of ground. So our star, Silmaril, she hasn't quite produced a ton as a broodmare.
Right.
But I like the angle here, that stat for trainer Chucky Lawrence.
All right, so we both go with the first-time starter on top. Over the favor, let's check out the 1, Blame It on the Kiss. We have a video spotlight to show you late March here at Laurel. This was against a maiden special weight, a good second this day.
Yeah, tracked the entry mate right there, perfectly in tune on the lead. She scratched today and just eases out, finds a little seam in between horses, and runs a big one all the way to the wire here. Gets tangled up on the far outside. It's 10 Oaks Miss. Is going to get it done this particular day, but game in defeat was Blame It on the Kiss. Kind of jumped up and ran a big one off the layoff. Is that going to take a little bit out of her? Her number kind of, over the other ones that have run, kind of towering. So she brings that effort back. She should beat everybody else that's running this race. But, hey, she's got to look for some of these firsters here that might jump up and get her. But certainly the horse to beat, the proven commodity.
And she ran very big that day. That was coming off about a 6-month layoff for trainer Wayne Potts. Now she's running right back in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
She draws the rail. She's going to have to get a sharp break with Wesley Ho aboard. So we both go with a 5-1 on top. We both like the 4 and the 6 here in race 2 as well. Let's turn the page. Race 3, we're going 7 furlongs, claiming 16,000 filly mares 3 and up. I go with the 4 on top in race 3. Robin's Destiny, second off the layoff today for trainer Lacey Gaudette. The barn with a nice win on Friday this weekend. Jevion Toledo on this 5-year-old mare by Rule. They take the blinkers off today, so we'll see how that goes Lacey recently 1 for 3, taking the blinkers off. Second off the layoff, she's 22%. So I go with the 4 Robin's Destiny on top. She's dropping out of 2 other than Allowance Company into this open 16 today.
Yeah, shorter field, but a real tricky race here. Not a lot of speed. I mean, you're looking at it, who's going to go? Maybe Musabaka, maybe Robin's Destiny. The only negative stat I have here, last 2 years on the dirt, allowance to claiming hasn't been a move for Lacey, 0 for 7, but still, I do like the 4 in here to use. I think she's going to be a part of the flow a long, long way. Comes out of some better races. But Musabaka, I'll toss the race at Penn for Tony Ferrer. Has one going 5.5, albeit on an off track. But I think she's got tactical speed. Maybe she gets the jump on these in here. This is a tough little race, shorter field. And you got Gonzalez with Shikor. You know,
sure.
The power of Claudia. Will it move this filly up? Yeah.
Yeah, might get a decent price because the 4 is going to get bet. The entry is going to get bet. I went against the entry kind of. I used the 1A Musabaga, a big win 2 starts ago, early March, going a mile in the mud here at Laurel against Allowance Company, but then ran a clunker up there at Penn last out, just like Bodega Bay. Decent effort 2 back, and then a clunker against 2 other than. So they're dropping into the 16,000 today. That could get them back in good form. I just go against them. We both like the 6 as well. McCarthy ends up on the 6 for Mary Epler. And this the 6 truly hot, a 4-time winner at Laurel Park. And she's taking a little drop today. Those starter handicaps were tough. And the conniver came up very tough in there with Anna's Bandit winning it.
Yeah, 2 back drive respectable in the mud. Her number's 68-70. That's it. It's what these horses run. I mean, puts her into the mix. And another one. She's going to have to be a little bit closer, considering there's no real blazing speed. They shouldn't be going 22:46 out there in this race, which is going to keep her a little closer and truly hot. You know, with McCarthy, you know, he certainly could carry her home.
All right, let's get a quick commercial break. Almost 7,000 in today's 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6. That starts in race 4. We'll check it out right after this.
When it comes to getting back in the game, there's only one team to turn to. The team more high school, collegiate, and professional athletes train and recover with. That team is MedStar Sports Medicine. For more than 30 years, MedStar has served as a leader in the diagnosis, treatment, and rehabilitation of orthopedic and sports-related injuries. Ranked among the top programs in the Maryland and Washington regions, we offer rapid access to athletes of all levels. Let the pros who treat the pros treat you. MedStar Sports Medicine.
Okay, welcome back. Lots of action here in race 4. We're going a flat mile, claiming 8,003 and up. Haven't won a race in 6 months. Races in it for 7,000 or less, not considered an eligibility, and lots of action here. We start the rolling super high 5 in race 4. That has a low 15% takeout. We have it every race with 7 or more horses, so keep your eye on that throughout the day. Sometimes you catch a nice big carryover in that rolling super high 5. Also, race 4, we start the 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6, and there's a carryover about $4 shy of 7,000 this afternoon. There was a single on the 7-5 favored in the last race yesterday. I feel bad for the person. Midnight Mass, there was a single on that horse in a Pick 6 for 10,000. And she was much the best. She got left at the gate. She got rushed up and got checked down the back. She had a horror show of a trip and then jumped a shadow or something coming to the wire. Angel Soares fell off. Good news is Angel Soares is okay. I checked on him in the Jocks room after the last race. He was okay, and the filly was okay as well. She got claimed by Charlie Frock, so both horse and rider were okay. She was much the best. I feel bad for the guy who had a single on her for 10,000.
That's just a brutal beat. It takes a little bit to bounce back from that one.
Tough. So, but it is possible to have some singles for a big number. 7,000 to carry over today. They'll bet about 10,000 new money into it today, so it'll be around 15,000 sitting there in the jackpot if you can take it down. Tim Tulloch will have a ticket for it this afternoon. His ticket is on the laurelpark.com website right now underneath the handicapping section. We also start middle pick 4 in race 4. Keith, you have a ticket. Let's check it out here.
And if there's any single along the way, let me know.
I couldn't find a single in the late card either.
It's tough. Here's your middle pick 4. 3 deep to get you started, 7, 8, 9. I like Claudio here. Dazzling Okie, I leave off the ticket. Scares me a little bit. Fifth race, we go 2, 6, and 7. Two deep in the 6 with the 2 and the 4. One and done for Claudio and Tricky Lion there. First off the claim for Phil Schoenthal. Seventh race, 2 and 5. Nico Bree and TJ, I think, needed that last race. We'll get a good prompting spot in here off of Great Herman Confessor. I like sprinting. And there you go. Your ticket's $18. Let's try to conquer the middle pick 4.
All right, let's do it here. Let's check out the fourth race. Beaten 8,000, going a mile, and I go with the 7 on top in this spot. Max Crown for our leading trainer, Claudio Gonzalez. This 7-year-old, 6-time winner. He's made $151,000. You like him as well. He's coming off a long layoff. About 10 month layoff. Claudio. This kind of layoff recently, at least. He's 23%. This horse has been working well right here at Laurel Park. Claudio gets one of the go-to riders, Jomar Torres, to ride. Last time we saw the horse, a nice win going 7 furlongs against beaten 7,500 last summer here at Laurel.
Yeah, and the key is that this horse has run well fresh in the past. Not quite this kind of a layoff, but did it. You see November 17 to April of 18.
Sure.
I got away a little bit softer fractions, but that's when Top Prospect was good. Monkey's Medal. A horse that, used to run out there, 20, 25,000. Yeah, I think he works. Young American, I don't know where the speed went last time. He could be a little bit of a forward factor, but I think if Max Crown can relax, we talked about the mile distance off of a layoff is tough. But, boy, there's some sketchy form kind of bouncing around right now. Interesting with the rider. Wayne Potts going to put Victor Rosales. I don't want a younger, inexperienced rider on a horse claimed off of a sharp effort. I didn't know what to make of that. Am I going to help the price? And Wayne's been deadly over the last couple of years with these nickel claimers. He claims for the nickel, moves up, protects. Dazzling Okie coming off of a sharp performance last time he on Cuzzy's Western. He certainly can handle the mile. He's going to get a perfect position in here.
Yeah, I had to use him in my exacta. You get a nice lightweight assignment, 116 with the 10 pounds off for Victor Rosales. And you mentioned Wayne with these claimers. He's 27% positive ROI first off the claim. His horse likes a mile, likes it here at Laurel Park. Old 9-year-olds made over $250,000. So I use the 3 Dazzling Okie in my exacta. We both like the 9 as well here. Supervision gets back to an easier level today. He was very sharp back in January, man. He was running lights out there. A big 73 buyer with that win late January, and then hooked a couple very tough starter allowance fields, and he ran a respectable fourth in both those efforts. He gets an easier spot today. He's also he likes this mile distance, a 3-time winner going a mile.
Yeah, and the 8 horse as well coming out of some tough starters. One of them his last race up at Penn, and he had every right to close in. They went fast. It was contested. Maybe the horse just didn't like the Penn National surface, didn't fire at all, but I liked the 2-back try when he came running late, kind of worked in between horses, got out there and rallied to get up for the place. Bobby the Brain's going to bring a little bit more of a legitimate rally today.
All right, you might get a nice price there with McCarthy aboard on the 8. Let's turn the page here. Race 5 will kick off the late pick 5. No carryover. They hit it yesterday for $2,300. Had no carryover yesterday either. Paid $2,300. Always pays well with that big industry low 12% takeout on the pick 5s here at Laurel Park. I had a single on my early pick 5. I couldn't find a single on my late pick 5, so my ticket gets a little pricey. $48 ticket for this late pick 5. Race 5, I'm 4 deep with the 2, 4, 5, 7. Race 6, one of our features of the day, a 2 other than allowance, 5.5 furlong sprint. I like the 2 Tricky Lion in there, and Claudio's horse, a 4, 1 and done. Race 7, a nice allowance race. I go with the 1 Great Herman and the 5 Confessor. A nice starter allowance race. In race 8, I go 3 deep there. The 4 Baptize the Boy. The 5, that would be Grand. And also the 7 Dirty Foot. And then race 9, a beaten, a 3 Life Nickel. Going 7 furlongs, I just go 2 deep. The 1 Tidy Stripe, 4 to 5 you have to use. But how about the 4 Important? A better price coming off a long layoff now in the Jamie Ness barn with a good rider. So the 4, I think, Important is live in race 9.
Yeah.
All right, let's check it out here in race 5. Claiming 16,000 filly mares, 3 and up, never won 3 the conditions or just straight 3-year-old fillies. We're going 5.5 furlongs in this spot, and I go with the 7 on top. You like the 7 as well here. Rosie's Rainbow, first off the claim for trainer Scott Lake. He's 15% recently. He gets Carol Sedania. This filly by Fort Larned, a nice win last out right here at Laurel, late February, a 12.5 2-life condition, and finds a nice new condition here, the 16,003 life.
Yeah, this isn't an easy race either. Scratch the 3 Katarina 1. Your first glance, you're looking at there's plenty of speed. Malabar Inside, I think, will be a little bit closer than what she was last time. I guess the race has got to go through 10 count out. A dropper here for Tim Kreiser, who tried the 25 condition last time out. Got caught in a duel and faded. She's awfully quick early. Marie from Paris has plenty of speed, but I like your choice in the 7, Rosie's Rainbow. She's shown a rating gear in the past. She's going to be able to stalk and make a move into it. I go to the 2, Wayne Potts' horse, Top Hat Tizzy. Wayne rolling right now. Barn having a real good year.
Sure,
but Top Hat Tizzy's kind of raced back into shape, just behind Rosie's Rainbow off the return 2 races back last time out. Exerted a lot of energy behind the gate. You know, was kind of a little bit tough, a little stubborn behind the starting gate, but didn't really seem to bother. It was all said and through. Beats Call Me Jelly Roll, who beat a field yesterday. But Top Hat Tizzy, I think, can sit inside and stalk and pounce if needed.
Yeah, good point out there about Call Me Jelly Roll. That horse, Philly galloped yesterday for Jerry O'Dwyer. So, all right, the 2's coming out of a strong race. The 4 Bagels and Locks I use for trainer Jose Rodriguez, Ricardo Chappie on this filly. And she's run well the last couple starts. Second against 12.5 3 life 2 starts ago. Third against 12.5 3 life last out. This isn't that big of a step up. Matter of fact, I can check right here because I believe they changed the condition book going into April, because in March it was just you had that 12.5 3 life condition, and now in the new book here, I'm just checking real quick. Yeah, you don't have the 12.5 3 life anymore. It goes from 8,000 3 life to 16,000 3 life. So kind of not really a step up here for the 4 Bagels and Locks.
Lateral move, we'd call it. Okay, yeah. This is a race here. I'd love to have all of them covered if I could afford it in the multi-races. I think this is a really wide-open race.
All right, so I go 4 deep there with the 2, 4, 5, 7. Let's turn the page here. Race 6, one of our features of the day. We kick off the late pick 4 in race 6. We're going 5.5 furlongs, second level allowance, optional claiming 35,000, 3 and up. And you have the 2 on top. I like the 2, Tricky Lion, the 7-year-old son of Lionhearted, a Maryland bred for trainer Phil Schoenthal. First off the claim today for Schoenthal. He's 36%. You have the horse on top. Here's the video spotlight, late March. A nice win here for Tricky Lion.
Yeah, and I tell you, Tale of Dubai out there, clear on the lead, and a new dimension here for Tricky Lion. You went going way back. Yeah, he was kind of a horse that would come from just off the pace. He's been a little bit keyed up in his races here, late December, early part of 2019. But, man, another dominant performance, a very determined run to the inside, goes by the lone speed and widens late. Could be a good claim here for Phil Schoenthal. You say, look at that. Not a huge sample, but 36% recently with a positive ROI. And let me tell you something, there is plenty of speed in here to run at. Showalter, Shane's Jewel, One and Done, Eastern Bay. They all love to be forward. Tricky Lion sitting in the catbird seat. One and Done is a horse I think will have a little bit of a rating here if needed for Carrasco. You saw the horse yesterday, Madam Tiger, who looked like she had to be right into it. But, boy, she relaxed nicely off the pace and got the job done yesterday.
Yeah, with the bug boy, right? Quills, I believe.
Yep.
All right, so you get Victor Carrasco here, my top pick, the 4, One and Done, a sharp win last out against first level allowance. That was back in early March. Got a sharp buyer, 82 buyer speed figure that day. They went pretty quick. 109 and 4. Corajan, who was second in that race, comes back to win. So that was a strong win for One and Done. Let's see if Claudio can make it 2 in a row. Claudio, he's 28% when horses have won their last start. He's 28% for him to come right back and win. So I go 4-2. You go 2-4. Yep. We both like the 5 here as well. Shane's Jewel. They had a little time off, had most of January and all of February off, came back in a big second against third level allowance company last out out there. That was Ohio, Mahoning Valley.
Mahoning.
Okay.
And he's back to his track, his favorite track now. Laurel Park, you see that record, 6 starts, 2 wins, the second 2/3. Awfully quick is Shane's. Jewel was able to kind of get in front and clear some rivals in the fire plug stake. So he's going to be whistling out there on the front end as well. I think Tricky Lion just sits a perfect trip in here today.
All right, so nice group of allowance runners there. Upper level allowance feature of the day to kick off that late pick 4. Let's turn the page here. Race 7, another allowance race. We're going 5.5 furlongs, a first level allowance condition for Maryland bred, Maryland sired horses, 3-year-olds and upward in this spot. Let's start with the 5. We both have the 5. Confessor on top. A big win last out. Let's show it to you. Late February. First level allowance going 3/4, and here comes Confessor, a 3-year-old son of Freedom Child.
Yeah, I call this overcoming the death trip, a trip that I hate when I'm calling charts and the horses that I bet on, and they're caught in between horses for an extended period of time. This was the case for Confessor on the 23rd. We figured out off of his race 3 back, the sprinting was going to be his game, and it's proven so. He just comes with a strong, determined effort. Works between horses late, is going to get up by a whisker over by the seashore. Now, he was a recent scratch. If I'm not mistaken, he might have been scratched a week or so ago, 2 weeks ago. Confessor, sprinting's his game. Let's hope that he's not caught in between horses again. I think Hall Pass is going to get first run maybe on the true speeds, which would be the 1 and the 2. But Confessor was able to kind of get past him last time. But 5-2 for me. Nico Bree and TJ, who I like last time off the layoff, I think he'll move up off of that effort. One of these 2 here for me in the 7th.
Sure, all right. So I like the 2 as well. The 1, Great Herman. It's a nice 3-year-old colt by Great Notion for trainer Jerry Robb. This horse hasn't done anything wrong. A big second last summer, came back early March. Boom, a good second that day. And then a nice maiden special weight score, second off the layoff. A big 74 buyer with that wire-to-wire score. The X-Man's going to be aboard once again today. They're going to show speed from the inside, just try to steal this one on the front end, on the rail. They're just going to try to go as fast as they can and see if they can get the 5.5.
Certainly, clearly has improved from that 2-year-old debut. He's moved up tremendously. Good effort by the barn, getting this horse. He's in great shape right now. He's quick, and he's got some heart. They're going to have to work to kind of wear him down.
Yeah, he'll be on the fence. All right, let's turn the page here. Race 8 kicks off the late daily double. A nice new condition here. I like this condition. We're going 6 furlongs. It's a $50,000 starter allowance, 3 and up, which have started for 50 or less, and which have never won 2, or Maryland bred, Maryland sire, which have never won 2. That's the condition here for race 8. I go with the 5 on top. That would be grand for trainer Dale Capuano. A nice effort last January of this year against First Level Allowance Company. Had to break from the 1 hole that day. Going 7 furlongs, was the 9-5 favorite. Didn't break very well, a little slow, and then had an inside trip and a real big second that day. He beat Confessor. Look who he was 4th behind in the Maryland Juvenile Fraternity, Always Mining. So I think this is a nice 3-year-old by Power Broker. Javion Toledo will ride for Dale Cap today. Now, we haven't seen him since late January, but a bunch of nice works on the work tab here. Dale will have him ready to go for this nice condition that he finds here for the 5. That would be grand.
Yeah, hooked some good 2-year-olds, came back in his 3-year-old debut, popped a big number, improved number off of a trouble beginning. Yeah, he's going to be rolling at them late. I go to the 4, Baptized the Boy here for Feliciano. This horse, 3 starts, 3 really, really good efforts. And the defeat there, the 2-back try, might have been visually his best effort. I know the number wasn't there, but all the heart that he showed. He's showing some talent, some determination. He's improving every start, gets a little extra ground, was able to wear down a horse like Great Herman, who we like, right, in the A other than. I think Baptized the Boy is going to sit maybe just off of it. I mean, he's going to be close to the front. I think 3 the hard way will probably go from the inside, but I think it's onwards and upwards for this horse, Baptized the Boy.
All right, well, if Great Herman wins race 7, Baptized the Boy he's going to be automatically a lot more attractive in the spot. I like him already. I use him in my top 3. He beat VIP Ticket. Well, he was third behind. He was fourth behind VIP Ticket in that troubled start 2 back, and then beat Great Herman last down. So check out Great Herman in race 7. If he runs well, then you have to like the 4 Baptize the Boy here in race 8. Good to see Feliciano doing well. You get Rosario Montanez back aboard this horse. He'll get a nice trip. Doesn't have to go to the front. Went to the front in debut. Had to chase down a horse, a lone speed horse, a nice horse in Great Herman last out.
Yeah, and I think with the blinkers on the 6, Mr. Smurthwaite, he broke better in the second start at Tampa. Now he was a recent scratch, ran off. I believe was it last week? The horse ran off, had to be scratched. Visually strong race down at Tampa. He's going to be into it. He's going to have to run a little bit quicker than what he did in that race, but he'll be a factor up front. Maybe gets tangled up with the 1 and Dirty Foot, another one we've seen. He wants to sprint. He's doing a good job of it. Right behind one and done Corajon. He'll be sitting real pretty just off of it outside the leaders.
Yeah, so get a nice trip with Forrest.
Robbie with a nice winner with Marylander.
Oh, that's a nice horse by Seville. A nice ride by Forrest. Yeah, that colt's nice. And Seville, of course, by Galileo. The horse should like the turf. And and if he doesn't like, if the beauty of if he's on a turf race and it comes off the turf, well, he likes the main track as well.
You got it. So deadly when you have a horse like that starting this time of year around the Mid-Atlantic. You'll love it. Yeah,
he's a Maryland bred, Maryland Million eligible. So, big win by Marylander yesterday. Let's check out race 9 real quick. We're going 7 furlongs, claiming 5,000. Filly mares 3 and up, haven't won 3 life or 3-year-old fillies, and we both try to beat Tidy Stripe. Absolutely, you have to try to pick against this horse. She's 4-5, but she draws the dreaded 1-hole, going 7 furlongs. She doesn't have too much early speed. She's not going to get a good trip. I go with the 4, Important, for the simple fact that she's now in the Jamie Ness barn. I think Ness catches a good group here. Joan Rosado, he's hungry. He's out there in the mornings working hard. This horse been training right here at Laurel Park.
Yeah, I tell you, I'm going to try to beat her as well. Maybe it was a little too strong, but we do have a scratch with 3, Jog Gray. So I think she's going to be right on that, around that 4-5 even money. Tidy Stripe dropping down. I go to Prevailing Party. I know she's over to a distance. I like her at 7 here, especially off of the race last time. They went awfully fast early, showed a little bit of late life. My Chester Charm is a horse that when she's right, she figures kind of about, a little bit better than the nickel. She was kind of a jam job, right, 2 races back, and she whistled the other day. So I think Prevailing Party is going to be able to kind of keep the leaders in her sights and be able to kind of outduel Tidy Stripe to the wire.
All right, so we like the same 4 horses there. Just in a little different order in race 9. That's it. We're out of time. Nice carryover today. And that 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6 starts in race 4. A few bucks shy of 7,000. You can check out all of our tickets and best bets of the day on the laurelpark.com website underneath the handicapping section. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Keith. Dave Rodman, he's coming up next with scratches and changes. Good luck.
Good luck.